For a lot of students, myself included, it is sometimes a struggle to remain focused on studying and maintaining a high grade in classes. As such, for my informative speech, I was curious to read about different studies that did some research into the study habits of successful students. According to the article, Study Habits and Attitudes The Road to Academic Success, the author states that efficient study habits are associated with a favorable attitude toward learning in general. I can speak from experience that that part seems like a valid point. I have found that previously to my return to the community college field of study, when I tried to pursue self paced study, with the attitude I used to have towards learning, I failed miserably. My pursuit of furthering my education was hindered by a poor attitude I held towards learning. I felt I should not need to expand my education beyond the associate's degree I already held from another college back home. Per that thought process, despite feeling that I am a capable learner, I was what the article refers to as a fault finder. That is, I found myself not valuing the education I was pursuing and allowing distractions and life to deter me from being a more disciplined student. For more successful study, there are two kinds of effective habits according to the article. To what extent do study habits relate to performance? They write that using effortful study strategies that prompt students to test themselves during studying is helpful. For example, my other class this current semester, a statistics course, has shown me a beneficial way to study. Practice. My teacher, through the program she uses to delegate classwork, allows for multiple attempts at the homework so I can see what I know and practice what I'm having trouble with. This has been very conducive to me being less stressed about the mathematics of the class. And if I could be less stressed about what I view as my weakest subject, mathematics, I could perhaps pursue similar processes for other classes to achieve better success in them as well. The second study habit they say is effective is the distributing of study time into multiple sessions. This too, from my own experiences, works remarkably well. I find the alternating between the classwork of my two classes and working to maintain a work-life-school balance helps me feel more prepared to take on education-related tasks in my classes. I feel more knowledgeable by using short study sessions to hone my skills and memory of what I need to know rather than by rushing the day before or day of an exam or project. From the study entitled Study Habits and Procrastination, the Role of Academic Self-Efficacy, the authors explore how inefficient study skills could lead to students seeing the work involved in a class as difficult. As such, the students may be more prone to procrastination, whereas other students who practice better study habits may be less inclined to let work pile up undone. This study puts into perspective that despite perhaps being knowledgeable about good study habits, if a student is not taking the initiative to implement them into their academic life, they may procrastinate. The authors of this study are saying that a student who doubts the effectiveness of advised study habits may not make use of them. Students may procrastinate, knowing full well that putting off these tasks will be a bad idea. In self-efficacy, in habit building, how general and habit-specific self-efficacy influence behavioral automatization and motivational interference, the authors quote Henry Ford, "Whether you think you can or you cannot, you are right." This rings very true. As for forming a new habit, such as using the skills recommended as good study habits, a student may struggle with motivational interference, which is a mixture of bad mood, distractibility, thinking about alternative activities, task switching, and low persistence due to foregone alternative activities. The building of new habits requires one to really believe that an individual's behavior can have an impact on obtaining desired results. If a person has strong self-efficacy, they can be more self-motivated to work on adapting to new habits that are beneficial to the task at hand. Habit formation happens when an action is performed frequently and consistently. As stated in the article, How to Form Good Habits, a longitudinal field study on the role of self-control and habit formation. It takes willpower to change old habits to new, and sometimes it's easy to want to slip into the older ways because it's easier. Humans are creatures of habit. This article does not strictly deal with study habits, but its information can translate into that. In conclusion, there is plenty of resources out there about good study habits, and I hope that other students who may struggle just as I do with effectively establishing healthy study habits can work towards doing better. Even if it's slow going, creating better habits to assist in doing better in school can happen. It may just take having more confidence in the suggested habits you may come across and setting aside time to start implementing them into your life.